Talk Show.
It's the Daily Talk Show episode of 482.
What's going on, guys?
It is
Fat Friday.
Fat Fridays, and we're
just scraping by with a little McFlurry.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's very. I wonder. I mean, part of it is because we're so close to a Macca's. How convenient is it? How close we are?
Yeah, that's crazy. I've got my That's Crazy on. Top on. It's a beautiful day here in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's absolutely lovely.
97. We've had moments in the last few weeks. It's been a interesting time for us, for the business. We've started to slowly move from our traditional corporate client stuff to being like, we are going to go full time on the podcast, put together this great deck, all these advertising sort of options. Didn't necessarily go to plan.
Yeah. I mean, navigating new territory. Mm-hmm. We've got our new four-wheel drive. A couple of idiots that have never driven a four-wheel drive before. Yeah. We got some power. We got four-wheel drive.
First mistake, we try and put unleaded, meant to be diesel.
I know a guy who did that.
Tom would understand that reference. Thank you, Tom, for the putting the sticker
on the Telegraph track
when he was four-wheel driving.
Out in your four-wheel drive because you know how to drive four-wheel drives. Just on the diesel thing, petrol and diesel, I know a guy who put unleaded petrol into his diesel car and he was in a service station. Thankfully, he didn't turn his car back on and he just rolled it into the mechanics. Remember how back in the day, all service stations used to have mechanics in them?
Yeah. Or they'd have Kmart Tyre and Auto or whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what they took over.
Why is that funny, 97?
What, Kmart Tyre and Auto?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the sort of like low-level repair shop that you'd go to.
Maybe.
But
just because of the brand.
Like
I guess.
Bow Repairs is like the primo.
Yeah. It's like getting life insurance through Coles.
Yeah. Car insurance at Coles.
I bought travel insurance at the airport.
Seems like a bit of a scam.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more just like you do it just because you know people like 3D Dill who almost severed his finger. I mean, and that's where you don't think you're going to cut your hand on a little glass, but if you slipped over in the shower at a nice little intercontinental hotel with no travel insurance, you're fucked.
I feel like there's a bunch of things that you do when you're about to travel, like when you're at the airport. Travel insurance is one of them.
Yeah.
Bree and I did that for our 4-month trip in the lounge booking.
Really? I guess you had nice access to a top quality lounge.
No, but I mean, it wasn't that good. It was.
It is the beauty of travel insurance, though, that you can do this kind of shit last minute.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you're cancelling something due to someone dying, if you wait until later, maybe you won't get access to it. But I've never actually.
Well, don't get cancer and then try and claim for some health insurance because you can't have cancer when you go and sign up for health insurance.
I used to have private health. I am struggling at the moment to understand the value.
You don't.
You don't get value.
You personally don't.
Why? Because I'm under 30.
Barefoot was talking about this. He's like, don't bother if you don't have kids and you don't make over X amount of dollars. So
are you talking about life insurance or are you talking about
health insurance?
Private health?
You can make it worth it if you milk it so hard.
If I go to the osteo heaps.
Yeah, if you've got like unlimited benefits, right? You could just go in every week. But, it's just what you want to do.
Life insurance is like I leave the life insurance on within my super because of the kid and the wife.
The cheeky bastards.
And the responsibilities that I've got.
At my old superannuation, I had insurance through that and they had ticked that I was a smoker, which is so annoying.
Are you sure you didn't tick it? I'm sure you didn't tick it. Who ticked it?
No, definitely didn't.
Mate, this is like me. There was something that I was like, nah, definitely didn't do that.
You mean getting the IMAX when the huge issues that we had with that?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't do it. They did it.
But we went to Macca's for McFlurries. You were hyping up that they had new flavours.
I saw it online. It turns out we rock in and I said, sir, do you have new flavours of the McFlurries? He said, next week.
He had really kind eyes.
He did.
Did you get that vibe?
And he even
were they soft? Were they soft?
Soft eyes.
Yeah.
What's a soft eye look like?
I don't know. Why was it? Why did he have kind eyes?
Yeah, what is kind eyes?
Maybe it's that sort of thing, like a little bit teary, but just like, man,
doing what I got to do.
Yeah, just like he had a pretty like good haircut.
Do you think you've got kind eyes?
No.
What do you got?
Just got a bit vacant eyes, I think. Don't you think?
But that could just because you're a thinker. Like you're thinking, like you can tell sometimes
I've always wanted bigger eyes. I think at Bree's got big eyes, and that was part of you're attracted to the things that you don't have.
Really?
And so,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought some people are attracted to what they have, like the same thing, same features. But then, actually, doesn't make sense.
No.
No, beards, no penis, no.
But also Amy's got all light features.
You got light features.
Compared to your dark features.
The weird one is being attracted to women that are like your mother. Partners that are like your mum or your dad, you know, the dad thing for, yeah. It's a bit weird. Anyway, Amy was saying we got a bit smutty across 2 shows, so I don't want to bring the smut for the third in a row.
What was the smut? The porn chat.
Yeah, the porn chat, and then we went into the swingers chat.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's all me. That's been me, hasn't it?
Mate, and then
I was thinking that, but I just don't give a fuck anymore. I do wonder though, as we are growing, what will start to filter. I was even thinking about yesterday all the Derek stuff. I'm like, we're talking about politics. I was thinking, I actually don't give a fuck that much about it. Like you could easily not talk about it based on just not giving a fuck, and then no one has any idea on Josh is this person or that person.
It's talk about things you have no idea about, because that's how you start becoming more informed about the things you have no idea about.
Yeah.
It's fucking smart.
Interestingly, I heard something about the Cuban Missile Crisis last night. I was watching TV. I was like, I had no idea about all that stuff.
Yeah, I know. I mean, when Derek was bringing it up yesterday, I had no idea that happened.
I remember that's the term. Cuban missile crisis. I remember that when we were young.
But whatever that means.
And then I hadn't even thought about nuclear weapons. Like as a kid, I remember watching Terminator, and in it, there's this moment. It's in a dream where this bomb goes off, and she's on a fence, and then she gets. But I remember like the fear of nuclear weapons, which I don't have. You don't have anymore. Anyway, you were saying something about this week, Mr. 97.
Oh yeah,
I distracted you.
No, we're talking about the struggles. So we've going back and forth. How do we have we got any people writing in, by the way?
Shannon loved the episode with Derek yesterday.
How good was it? He's such a great storyteller.
Yeah.
I hope he realises how good he is, to be honest.
Yeah, I could have him.
Ozpod.
We should try and get him on.
I was tired and I just fucking loved listening to
the
it.
Ozpod
is the best.
So you were saying that it was too big for a snippet.
I know. How
long did the story go for?
It went for 15 minutes.
Could you cut it down to 10?
I mean,
my wife
we
also
we could do
asked
jump cuts.
What actually happened? Did he get in?
Yeah, he did. But he won't say that based on...
No, but he wants to know, like Amy wanted to know how it all happened. Like, because I said to Amy, clearly he got in, he was eating the food. She's like, no. What actually happened? Like the best bit of it, which he had to leave out for legal reasons. Let's just leave it at that.
Anyway, so it's been slightly difficult at times, but I got a new domain name.
Oh, okay.
Last night.
Okay.
I asked Tommy whether we should buy it, and he said yes.
I thought it was great.
We are the owners of the domain name, theweeklytalkshow.com.
Oh, that's great.
It's good, isn't it?
That's so good.
And we've got the Weekly Talk Show on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. And so
how do people out there not know?
How have they not been bought
How have they
before?
not been taken?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so it came under the thing of like, oh man, if we were just to do one a week, just like, because I was ready to throw in the whole fucking towel.
Hey, if you're listening, I mean, if you're watching on Instagram Live or you just DM us or however you contact us, hi@thedailytalkshow.com, would you miss us if we did one a week? Would you miss us?
Yeah, I enjoy that you're seeking that. It's almost like it's the dream to be able to watch your own funeral. That's what you're seeking, isn't it? Isn't that true though?
No,
like what you're saying is it's like, I mean, yeah, it's quite dark.
I tell you what, I've had this feeling, and I've never had this in my life, where I'm in the moment or I'm playing the game, but I'm having this sort of hyper awareness about the realities of playing the game. So, for example, doing things that we've fucking never done before, trying to work out hard equations, but then also going, it's actually, there's no chance of working this out unless we go through this shit. And so anything, it could be relating to anything in life. It's like you got to start having some understanding of it, and that usually comes by making the wrong choices. Like you're pretty fortunate if you make every right choice to get you, big in your career or grow this thing that you've started. Like some people do, right? Some people have it fucking
that's
from
what I
day
was
one.
wondering. I was literally thinking that. I was like, have we got people writing stuff?
Yeah, absolutely not one a week.
Okay.
Who said
Who was
absolutely
that
not
from?
one a week?
No, that's what I said. So Harry's going to have withdrawals.
Okay, great.
Harry, is that Harry Roth
Harry
or
Lodge.
Harry Lodge?
Haslod.
Haslod?
Yeah.
What's up, Hazza? Love you, bro.
Shannon's like, don't you dare go one a week. Blage, probably won't miss you.
Come on, Blanche.
And
Fix
Ian
the
said
website.
one a week won't work for the hashtag Gronk Squad.
Yeah.
I love that. It just won't work.
Yeah. And
Absolutely
Jace
not.
Hawkins and Gemma say hi.
Oh, g'day, Jace.
Hi.
G'day, Jem.
Listen to you this morning, Jace dog. Mate, I
lot
want to
of,
try that. I want to try that sausage you made.
Which one?
Oh, he
Because-
made the. It was like a bolognese sausage, like a spaghetti bolognese.
I mean,
Look
what was it? The chocolate Nutella pancake one. Don't know about that.
Well, this is the
Anyway,
thing.
I mean, Jace is tackling the big things.
Well,
I
the
wish we were doing that shit.
But the
serious.
thing is that like it shows how much I was appreciating how good Jace is coming up with ideas, because I was speaking to Bree on the phone. She's going into work and she's talking about a fucking like a sausage, like because she was listening to the show.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that's like the simple things have serious cut through.
Of course.
And then it's like, it also triggers something in our mind of like, why aren't they doing butter chicken like sausages? Like, is it an issue with the, like you don't want the minced chicken anyway?
Mate, I've
we'll
made some
leave
of
it
them.
to-
All my viral videos have been the most simple concepts.
Yeah.
Simple concepts, because you don't want to go too complex
Yeah.
and layered. You just want to have a sausage with some curry in it.
Yeah, no, but, the problem with the sausage is the skin. I think that's where they're having the most issue.
Yeah.
Well, because you got to use intestine or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But also, like,
Whatever.
if
I
you
mean-
look back at when you're a kid, like when I discovered that you could get skinless hot dogs,
were they skinless?
Frankfurt,
No, they're not Frankfurts. Cevapcicis.
you're thinking of cocktail Frankfurts.
yeah, maybe.
But the you could either get hot dogs with skin or without skin. How are they doing that?
I mean, at what point did you realise what the skin was?
I'm still not sure today what the red skin of a hot dog is. That's not intestines, is it? I was so as a kid,
When you get circumcised, where does that go?
the cocktail Frankfurts. Yeah. No, they you said you weren't going to go smutty.
I couldn't help it. You just set it up for me.
When I was a kid, I was a fat kid. I was always flexing how fat I was. Like it was.
Can you use that in the same sentence?
Hmm?
Yeah, I don't know if you can use that, because the term
Flexing it-
flexing is
well-
like the fucking muscles.
Well,
I
it was
get
flexing
I
in
get
regards to like it was that thing of if I make fun of me being fat, no one else can.
Yeah.
And so I remember. Do you remember the paper bags as a kid at the when it was sausage sizzle day, and you had to put in your the amount of sausages you wanted, and then you put the money into the bag,
Yeah.
and then they would give it to you.
Similar, we had the lunch order thing of the paper.
Well, you had the lunch order, but then there was a few times a year that you had the sausage sizzles.
Mm,
Do you remember
I
this?
can't
or no?
remember doing the cash thing. I can't remember doing that, but I just remember writing the order on the front, putting the cash in, dropping it in this
For the canteen.
for the canteen. Yeah.
What about? Do you remember sausage sizzles specifically? 97.
Only footy ones.
But
you never
probably-
did them at school.
No, but I remember sausage
Oh.
sizzles. It's more the process of the bag and the cash.
How would you do sausage sizzles otherwise?
I don't remember at primary school.
Well, high school.
High school, you'd have them on like carnival day and stuff.
Yeah, but you just always have some cash in your pocket. I just had in my pants. I had this little bit,
Sure.
this little coin hole. Anyway, you
Yeah, well, we had huge, like I had big conversations because sausage sizzles were great money makers for the SRC, the Student Representative Council.
mate. Should we get into sausage
Yeah.
sizzles?
Definitely. But so I just realized, I'm like, fuck, we should just have more of them. And we ended up, it got to a point where we pissed off the canteen was run by contractors.
Yeah,
And they were just, the principal ended up having to mediate between me, the SRC president, and the canteen, because the canteen were getting pissed because every time there was a sausage sizzle, their fucking money would
Money would go down.
Yeah.
Far out. So I remember street team days. Grinners would probably send us out. Sarah Grinberg would send us out and would do some events. Would have like a barbecue sponsored by the radio station. You know, the problem is some of these places like Bunnings, like these sort of establishments, have a charity barbecue going at the same time.
Not a good look.
Not a fucking good look. I think we might have even pulled one. Like, we can't do that. It's not good.
Mm.
And then they're selling in the radio station, selling like, you get a sausage sizzle as well. Anyway, so the bag thing, you'd
put it in. Anyway, I would do 5. I could do 5 sausages.
5 sausages in bread, or just 5 sausages and
5?
one?
No. 5 different. I wasn't doing low carb. 5 sausages with their own bread with sauce.
That's huge.
What does it take for a? What were my parents thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can only think about what I would do with a kid.
What would you do?
I would. Yeah, you'd start to try and implement some boundaries. Like, that's the biggest thing. Boundaries.
Yeah.
How do you had no concept of the boundaries?
I used to, because licorice used to be 5 cents a piece. And so, like, the first time I learnt math was, it was like 20 pieces for $1. And so you just like, and I would just eat the hot, like, just so much.
Yeah,
licorice.
I mean, but then it's hard because it's immediately saying what I'd do is judging your parents. So your parents are trying to survive with 3 rat bags, boys, 3 boys.
I got to a point where I had a tab at the canteen.
It's your drug dealer. You've ticked.
Yeah.
Look, okay, I can't pay you this week, but I'll pay you next week. But can I get another bag?
But the thing is that the canteen lady, which I've spoken about, Jenny, was just as bad as me. She would have twisties for breakfast. So she was just sort of enabling.
I mean, we're talking about this on the day that we just demolished shitty food. And so,
but Fat Fridays, I feel like it's anyway. Okay. So anyway, I think we should do something with the weekly talk show.
Okay.
At some point, yeah, definitely.
So whether it's maybe like a new show, maybe you could host at 97.
That's a big step up.
You think it's a step up, a big step up?
Yeah. When were you thinking? Not for a while,
mate. We're giving you an opportunity to step into the spotlight. No, we're not. This is all ad lib. This is nothing. Nothing has been planned, set out. But I did think about the weekly talk show being a more specific style of something. Which anyway, it's this is how you get to coming up with ideas. We're not going anywhere. If that's what you're wondering, we're suckers for torture.
Yeah, and we do it. We do enjoy.
Of course,
this a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot of things to be happy for, guys.
Name
and it's
one.
not just because of Bree's text messages to us. Can I read some of?
Oh yeah, you can if you want.
This is Brianna Phillips. You sweet girl. You're looking out for the boys. She's sending in a group message to Josh and I. Who else is in here? It's just you and I. Yeah.
So the idea. So it has been, as we've been dialing in everything, and we're saying, okay, we're the idea was, let's cover our costs for LA. Let's make that our thing. And then before you know it, it's like, okay, maybe we can cover half of our accommodation costs. And before you know it, it's like, maybe we could try and just still be in business by the time we get back from LA.
But then it's also, maybe we have the most amount of people listening we've ever had. We get over 55,000 downloads a month, and it's
IAB 2.0,
and it's climbing, whatever IAB means, but it's good.
It's important.
It's what you want.
The thing is that so many people, if you're part of a network,
no, you're getting bogged down. We get a lot of downloads, and we've almost completely filled our first live event for our 500th show. So if you're listening on Insta Live now and you haven't got your ticket,
you fucked up.
You've almost fucked up. It'll be probably in the next hour or so that you've fucked up, and you'll have to look yourself in the mirror and have that conversation in the mirror.
So close out of the live chat, go to our link in bio. Order
Definitely get out of here. Go quickly. It was 90%. 90% done. I mean, we could get this done on the live show.
So anyway, Bree she's being.
But my point of saying all these things is that it's like, this is a great time. Like, we're super excited. This is fucking chooching, and we are wanting to partner with brands to take you away with it.
Well, the thing is, what we've gotten better at is we've had our own production companies for 10 years. The big shift, which I think we've worked out, is when we put our document together, selling it in, it's very much like, here's a daily talk show. And then at the end, it's like, this is how we can help you. Whereas we've built all of our businesses previously, it's always like value for client first. And so that was a learning. It's like, oh, we actually need to communicate what people are getting, not just like pre-roll, mid-roll.
You spend so much time as a creative trying to fucking convince yourself that you're good enough and you to truly believe in your ability and what you're creating and not thinking you're fucking crazy. And I can tell you right now, if that's your only concern, there's a whole other equation on the other side of that. It's once you convince yourself, it's actually convincing other people, because that is the journey of a creative that wants to have a life and make money out of doing their creative thing.
Yeah. So Bree has been, I didn't even know she was going to do this. I just got a text message. I was like,
well, hang on. When she did text me, it was last night at Wednesday night, 8 p.m. I was thinking, are you on the
2 nights ago?
So 2 nights ago, are you on the couch with her? I was thinking, surely she's just sitting next to Josh. And
I'm just laying on the couch, just depressed. I was just like, just scrolling on my phone, just refreshing Instagram. Nothing changes. just that sort of vibe. And the good thing is, like, Bree tries to give me perspective, but sort of there is almost like when you're sick. If you're sick, it's like there's something about, you know what, like this exhaustion. I'm just going to enter into it. I'm just going to allow myself, like, giving yourself permission.
I think that comes from being the kid, as in just being a kid who takes sick days. I remember loving it. I was like, I loved it. I mean, even going to the hospital for something. I'm not talking serious stuff because that changes the whole perspective. But if you got to go and have a little procedure on your wrist or something, I can remember doing that. I was like, this is time that I don't have to be at school and do all the shit. Important shit of life.
My mum would call out on the bullshit. She'd be like, "You're not sick." And funnily enough,
just got 5 sausages that you inhaled.
Well, the funny thing is, the one day, Bree and I, when we were 17, we took sick days. Kevin Rudd came to our school.
Are you fucked up?
And our friend Georgia, she was on Rove Live because she was eating a mandarin. Mandarin. She was eating a mandarin. They're at lunch. Kevin Rudd comes up, shakes her hand. She's got mandarin all over her hand. And you see him wipe his hand on his pants.
On his slacks.
And so it's like this one shot of him going up, shaking the hand of this, Povo public school student, and then just fucking wiping his hand on the thing. So that was great. But anyway, that was the one day that Bree and I were away, the fucking Prime Minister of the time. Or it was Kevin 07. It was 07. So would have he been... He must have been trying to...
Yeah, Kevin 07 was the
campaign
Make America Great Again.
Yeah. Anyway, so there was that sick day. But also the other thing that I... when I did take the sick day, I craved... If I had like a cold, I craved things that were the complete opposite of what you should be doing. So when you have phlegm, you should be avoiding dairy. Should be avoiding all those sort of things. I would have...
Who told you that? Was that your mum?
Mum said you can't have dairy when you're sick.
Okay, good. So I think it was just... Wasn't her lack of education for you? It was
so I would, but when I was sick, I'd crave a flake shake from Wendy's. And so I would have that. And so she'd bring that home from Endeavour Hills shops. Actually, that's the funny thing. When you're sick, I actually had to go to the shops with her because you're not old enough. Like, if you're 11 years old, not quite old enough to be left on your own. But I would have that. And the other thing I would have is a souvlaki. Like garlic sauce and just like trying to get some sort of flavour in the cream.
Oh, no.
It's pretty gross. Anyway, so there is something fun when you're feeling a little bit depressed. I heard John Ronson say situational depression. And we all know that I won't go to see a psychologist, so I enjoy just to sort of self-diagnose. And so I think that what I'm experiencing is situational depression because I'm depressed about the current situation.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Or Seth Godin's The Dip. So versus looking at...
Are you meant to feel this sad in The Dip?
How sad are you?
No, I'm fine. So I was laying on the couch and I get a text message because Bree's, that's the best way for Bree to communicate with me because I'm fucking just scrolling. And I was like...
You're in the vortex. She's tried to knock on the bubble window. Yep. Anyway, she sent this. This is a great fact, actually.
It's got a Coca-Cola bottle.
Yeah, with the old glass style. And it says, whenever you feel bad, just remember that Coca-Cola only sold 25 bottles the first year. Never give up. That's a solid.
What do you think of that 97?
That's great. I love it.
Can you fact check it?
This was the thing. So Wednesday night she sends that. Last night she gets home, laying on the couch, depressed again, and she just says, she's like fucking just sitting there. She's like, I was thinking that CocaCola fact could be a made up one. It's like not what you want to hear. But
definitely not.
Have you found any details on it?
No, just looking at it now.
But there was also
it's great. It's a great story.
Cocaine was in Coca-Cola. Anyone 97 on the chat, I want to make sure that we're communicating. If anyone's writing anything.
Craig Harper just joined.
Hey, Craig.
Craig
Hey,
Harper.
buddy.
My beautiful boy.
And then, so was it today? Bree sent through another one. She must, have you been having contact with her and telling her that you're not feeling amazing? Like, is this why?
No, that was the one call before, but no, that was it.
Okay. No, that's it. I don't know. When you,
I think she gets the pain of us trying to make it work.
What's your tell? So the partners have a unique, a unique ability to know your tell of what you're feeling in a moment. So if you're feeling like this and you walk in, what does Bree do?
I literally said, maybe I'll get a job at Podcast One in strategy.
Fuck off, mate.
And then she's like, fuck, it is dire. She's like, she's like, you'd fucking hate that. I was like, yeah, I know. And so just being a bit dramatic. Nothing wrong with Podcast One, but it's a little bit different to what we're trying to do. and so I do. That's the worst case. Everyone, you just sort of start spilling out the worst case. I'm fucking done. I'm just going to work for someone.
Fact check on that 25 bottles.
Yeah.
It is actually 9 bottles a day.
Nine
drinks a day. And I've found it on here and BK's also found it.
9 bottles a day in the first year.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be pretty fucking easy. You could sell, you could sell these for like 50 cents each. Like it's a lot, like you could go and
But
ask.
50 cents is hugely expensive back in what year is this?
Okay, no, whatever it is, whatever the amount is.
1886.
I mean, that was $100 back then.
Harps also wants to know, Josh, if you want a spoon.
Yeah,
For the spooning.
I'm always keen on a spoon.
Yeah.
Our couch is
What spoon are you? Because with harps, what are you?
With harps specifically, I tend to be the small spoon, just because.
You're 6'2".
How about this? What about this?
You can't be the small spoon in that equation. Actually, he's a.
So how about this? Last night, I've got this. I've had the. What was today's one? Just quickly.
So this is another one that came through, unprompted.
Is that who is it? Who's the photo of? Let's see.
Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, great.
This is a quote from Oprah Winfrey. Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you'll never, ever have enough.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, I've been having the habit of going onto Bree's side of the bed. Maybe that's part of the whole thing too. I just fucking can't be fucked with things.
Are you like a lost little sheep?
I'm just going to say, all that sort of thing. Anyway, I was like, let's go into bed and read. And so I propped up our 2 pillows.
I just imagine you with your book and your phone in your book.
Just illuminated.
Why are you why are you swiping your book?
That's actually quite funny. But no, so I sort of propped myself up. I said, Bree, you should come to bed and read. Because we've been having issues of going to bed too late with the daylight saving stuff. Bree literally said this morning, she said, tomorrow night when I don't want to go to bed, you tell me I have to go to bed. Because she's like, we end up being tired. So anyway.
Oh God, I can.
You can relate?
No, I've got stories about my baby. Bree's got stories about hers. Yeah. And actually you two are both just babies.
No, she's the baby in that case. So anyway, I'm in bed on her side. And
I'm so delirious. It's daylight savings. I can't believe I'm over your side.
No, I literally the closest I've gotten to reading is just having the book in my hand, and I didn't actually get to opening it. And then Bree came to bed. And I was like, it's just too late. Let's listen to an audio book. But anyway, I just grabbed one of the pillows because I'd stacked them, and then I. Put my head on it, and Bree's like, hang on, that's my pillow. And she quickly took it off me and then gave me the other one. And I was like, this one feels comfy. And she's like, oh, hang on, maybe that's my one. And she got like, it was dark. She got her phone torch and she was checking because she knew which is her pillow and which is my pillow.
All you have to do is look for the tomato sauce from your mouth.
Well, yeah, she thinks I drool a little bit.
Yours. The sausages.
Do you guys have specific pillows?
Yeah, because we got Amy got one for her neck. It was fucking up, and so she paid a couple $100 and got this nice one. And then I have.
Is it a spinal lease? Did
something-
she use Ash Williams promo code?
No, she did it. She goes and sees her osteopath, whose name is George Michael, which we have a good cackle
Oh,
about.
that's good. George Michael is
Singer.
Mhm.
George Michael. Anyway, so she got him through that, and so I have my version, which is like it's like a cheap version, but I love
from
it.
the same place.
No. This is from another company
Mm-hmm.
where I actually ripped out the inside of it, and I now just use the inside of it. So it's like a memory foam, and then there was like a duvet or like a.
No, I didn't say duvet.
Mr. 97 says
I
it.
say duvet.
Duvet.
Yeah, don't.
It had like a fluffy bit on the outside, so I don't like high pillows. Anyway, but God, the struggles with our babies.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
yeah.
I'm going to be okay. And the thing is, like, I enjoy it. Like, I am so excited. The weekend we'll do the 1,000 steps. I did that the other day without stopping.
This weekend.
Going to do it again this weekend.
Well, I got asked by a woman at AU79, a girl who works there. She's, yeah, any plans for the weekend? And I was like, nah. I was thinking, like, I've seemed so boring, like not having a plan, but
Did you ask her? Put it back on her.
nah.
I mean, it's a good one.
Yeah, I engaged more than I wanted to because I was in my own head. You know, when you're like,
Yeah, you just rattled. So then you're like, you think that you have to speak to everyone, which you do, but you probably
yeah, I mean, this
to
is
get-
nice. And that's what I actually thought in a moment where I was like, don't be a fuckwit, because I wanted to not talk at that moment. And I was like, oh, no, I won't be that person.
Mhm.
I said, how are you? Like, I genuinely was like, no, I'm being a bit of a cuck.
Mhm.
I'll just ask, how you going? Yeah, good. And like and so that's why it engaged into the
Yeah.
what's
Isn't it so
what are you
funny,
having for
those
the
little
weekend?
things that can just, the little interactions with other people that can break that sort of thing. If like, it's like the McDonald's guy with kind eyes.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just sort of made me think, I'm like, you know.
And I mean, it's like I was saying, the being in it, realizing any stumble you are having.
Look at
Did you
this.
get
I think I did watch.
No, it was as he did it. It was he just thought he
There
caught
was
a bug.
I thought I
Just
caught a
thought he
bug.
caught a
I
bug.
actually caught it and I let go because I felt bad and it didn't squash.
I think it's positive. I think it's if you can be in the midst of something and have a bit of perspective. That's all it is. Perspective. It's
Yeah.
like stop looking at your own bullshit.
Well, you and I were arguing, and you love to bring up that I'm just hungry. Like
Which-
apparently that's not like I can't have any legitimate negative feelings towards
that's
you.
not
It's
true.
all because
That's
I'm.
not true.
It's
You
all because
can
I'm
you
hungry.
can definitely, but I think hunger plays a huge part in it.
Mm.
And baby, you were hungry. Like, do you? Because
I actually think
ordered Uber Eats right afterwards.
no, but that's more of a pacifier. No, but the funny thing is, I was thinking about it. Think about the last time we had like a semi meltdown like that. I know what it was. We haven't had the black coffee in months. And then you made that. I was like, I actually have this feeling. I think it's because of the fucking black coffee.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, like you think about the energy that I had of like, yeah, we need to do this. It's because you're fucking feeding me.
No, hang on. I gave you one glass. You said
you went down.
Yeah, he went down to top the boys up.
Yeah. Well, because it was because our fucking soda stream, we've run out of pumps.
You just have to. We've got another canister. We just have to switch out the bottle.
I think he needs another quote.
Well, has Bree sent another one?
No, that's TPG.
Any?
I was saying I think he needs another quote to
have
get
you
out
got
of this.
NBN now?
It's getting installed tomorrow, so
That's good.
I'm not really looking forward to
Can
that.
you,
I have
can
to be
you
home.
post the speed test?
I will, but I think it'll be shit.
What are you paying for?
Are you-
50 megabit,
Okay.
which is
Up and
You'll
down?
probably get like 40 down and maybe 20 up.
hopefully because the $10 deal, the $10 less, the $10 less. It's like $10 less, and you get like up to 8. Like it's a ridiculous difference.
Yeah.
And so I hope that they actually deliver. I said to her, look, anything's better than what I had through you guys.
don't want to say
at
that.
TPG. I said that to her.
Router? Have you got a router?
They come with it.
A wireless router?
Well, it's a wireless router. It's got a wireless function on it.
Okay.
Mate, when are you
I mean, when
like through these derp companies as if you're fucking they're sending over
Just a modem or something.
adjust a modem with.
Yeah, sure.
They don't do that anymore.
Okay. Well,
But it's not
they
the
used
good
to
way.
back in the day.
Yeah, they used to back in the day. But
You'd get your modem and then you plug the modem into the router.
Yeah.
Or
100%.
I've
But
always
who uses, other than to the home computer, no, not many people do, use the LAN connection,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you call
Ethernet.
it. Ethernet connection.
Anyone else writing to us before we go?
Yeah, Jake says black coffee equals Josh's rage juice.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who's Jake?
Which Jake is it? Homebody?
Homeboy.
Oh, I
Yeah,
was thinking
homeboy.
it might have been your brother. Had some intel. Yeah, you know,
No, homeboy
domestic.
knows
He beat
what-
me. Beat my ass at home after some black coffee.
And
Oh, wow. Harry only gets 80 gig a month of data.
at home.
Yeah.
At home.
At the farm. Yeah.
At the farm, what do you? Is it like a
probably
regional
4G.
4G or something? Like could be some.
Well,
What is it?
Harry-
A satellite 4G? Maybe it's satellite.
Harry, when you're here, if I can get your torrents going.
Dude, we got some serious speeds here, son. We
Yeah,
got
we'll get you set you
unlimited downloads, and we got what do we?
Well, actually, I did a speed test yesterday, and we're getting like double what we're meant to be.
180.
Yeah.
But that's changed. So I checked. They had some sort of outage. I reckon what happened was they reset something. And then
3G.
He's got
Harry's
3G.
on 3G.
3G.
Oh,
So
dude,
not that quick
It's
as well.
so disappointing.
It's so annoying for you.
Harry, get ready for some
Yeah.
serious speed, son.
Anything else No says before we head off?
LA fact of the day.
Yeah, mate, can't
He's
not
good
have
at that now, isn't he?
Yeah.
LA became the birthplace of the internet after UCLA, or the University of California, sent the first ever transmission to SRI in Menlo Park, which is a scientific research institute, in 1969.
Yeah. So it started off as the internet, and then it went World Wide Web. So it was like universities all talking amongst each other, I believe.
Yeah.
Good fact. It would be good to go one of the colleges. Doesn't interest you? What about one of the scientists? What about a scientist in some sort of field in LA?
Yeah, that'd be cool. But other than that, you just probably imagine us going to a university here, just some creeps walking through the schoolyard.
As in us?
Yeah.
Speak for yourself. That bug's still around. No, I just had another idea. What about some screenwriters? Some big Hollywood screenwriters. That would be fun. Do you think?
If then, as long as they're they can speak. You know how sometimes people who are
Everyone
great
in
at
LA.
writing. Yeah, you got to be able to sell. You got to have the gift of the gab if you want to be anything over there.
There was actually, I wonder, Mace, can you look up Sam and Jim Goes to Hollywood? So Sam and Jim Goes to Hollywood was one of the first podcasts that I listened to that was outside of technology. I reckon it would have been 2005.
Was it about them going to
Yes, it was
try?
It was two guys who were screenwriters, and they were trying to, this was in the age of like the HBO, like trying to get this is pre-Netflix, trying to get your show up. And they did a bunch of episodes. I still remember the shitty website with the Hollywood sign, and it was on Libsyn, which
Still
was
there,
like,
mate.
Still there?
Exactly
Still
the
there.
same website, yeah.
And what year does it say? So obviously
They
scroll
finished in 2008.
and yeah. So when did they? There was huge gaps though between that 08 and their last the one pre.
08,
prior.
2011, and then 2014.
Insolvency
and so-
takes a while to come back from.
And so go right back. When was the first episode that they did?
2005.
2005. Yeah. What month?
April.
April. It's fucking early days.
Very, very early days.
That was
See,
pre
can you just-
iTunes.
What's one of their names and then search and see if they've done anything?
Yeah. So
No.
it's Sam and
Sam
Jim.
Ernst.
Yeah, so look-
Ernst.
So look up Sam. See what Sam's done. I hope that they're based in Los Angeles. How good would it
It'd
be?
be cool. Hopefully
Oh,
that,
wow. He's a writer for Daredevil.
that's sick.
What's that?
TV show on
Yeah,
Netflix.
Netflix series.
Oh, great. Don't know. anything.
Haven. I haven't heard of Haven.
I think they were into like the sci-fi sort of stuff.
Yeah,
maybe
What about the other dude?
Jim.
What's a Daredevil's Marvel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what you should do just for fun? Go back and listen to. I just remember it being so cool. Just like these two guys trying to work it out. They had restaurants. They owned restaurants or whatever, and just very sort of American. But yeah, I loved it. Anything on Jim?
No, I'm just trying to find him.
Well, I was thinking, what about if the Daily Talk Show is the time where we're having fun and we're just showing up every day, and the Weekly Talk Show is the one that we're really talking about
News articles.
what the fuck's really happening. As in what we're doing and
The
what we're
meta
up to.
part of
So
it.
it's like super meta. It means we remove a bit of the bullshit that we get from these shows where we're talking about.
What about something around the weekly talk show all about creativity?
Yeah, I did think that. I think around the consistency stuff, around the tips and tricks.
Anyway, if you've got an idea
Never
of what
say
we
tips
should
and
do
tricks.
with the weeklytalkshow.com, any final words from anyone else? No, Sebs? Any word on what Jim's been up to?
Exactly the same as
Sam?
Sam. Yeah.
Oh, package deal.
Yeah. They write together and stuff.
That's sick.
Yeah. Shannon, we
Yes?
should do the opposite of weekend banter. That's what she reckons for the weekly show.
The opposite of weekend banter. What does that look like? So if
Email us.
weekend banter is
Loose.
long form, loose, it's short form, formal. Just
Nah, I get it.
if we were to do 2 minutes of it now,
No. So
it's
anything
the
else?
weekly. It's the weekly talk show. Everyone, my name's
Oh.
Josh Janssen.
She means a super dialed in weekly show is the opposite of weekend banter.
Yeah, I love it.
Dialed in. What is it? We're not dialed in now, Shannon. This is so fucking rude.
If you want last tickets to episode 500 live show in Melbourne,
Yeah.
it's happening on the 29th of October.
It's on a Tuesday.
Tuesday night. I thought that's so good because it's like Friday. We don't want to take you away from
Yeah.
having to go
What
to
are you
those
gonna do with
annoying
Bodhi?
friends' parties.
What's happening with Bodhi?
Bodhi will maybe go to Mum's. Mum, if you're listening, please.
So your mum's not coming? No parents?
I would love Mum to come and Dad. It's so hard with a kid, dude. Shannon, you feeling me? You feeling me?
Have you ever had a babysitter? A paid babysitter?
Yeah,
outside
man,
of
we
you?
paid a babysitter in New Zealand. We had no idea who they were. We were over there for a wedding, and
Irresponsible.
no, there's agencies that like their
That do
business
the check.
model is we need to prove pretty quickly that we're a safe babysitting business. So otherwise, you're not leaving your kid. But it was scary. It's like there is nerves, but Bodhi would cause havoc if he came,
Yeah.
and you'd be feeding him bickies,
Yeah, a lot of
and he'd
biscuits.
just be dancing.
What can we do? Like, when was the last time you gave him a dummy?
He doesn't want a dummy. He wants a fucking biscuit because
No, but
Josh
when was the
Janssen taught
when was the
him that
last
when he
time-
comes to the office, he has sugar.
When was the last time he had a dummy, though?
He didn't have dummy. Like
Never.
I think he for 2 days. Shannon will know this. Sometimes like a kid like latches onto something for a very short period of time, and then
It can fuck your teeth and stuff. if
yeah, I'm so glad he never had a
Yeah.
dummy. And so I'm so glad he doesn't have a security like a toy that he just like
Yeah.
can't live
I was just
without.
thinking how he could come and just
Oh,
fucking strap him into
oh,
a
he
chair with a
could.
dummy.
No, strap him into a chair with so he brings out these new terms. I don't know if he's bullshitting or
Yeah.
not. He's just said, "Cat boy." I want to watch Cat Boy. I was like, "What the fuck's Cat Boy?"
Garfield?
No,
Did you Google it?
I googled it. Cat Boy. It's a show. He discovered it through YouTube's, next function, and he's just like
Algorithm.
swiping up, and
That looks
he's
sick.
and he's Cat Boy. So
Isn't it
he's like,
amazing?
"I'm Cat Boy," and he runs around the house now. So
Is
if we
this-
gave him Cat Boy on a phone, he would be fine.
Could we have a trial a week where I pick everything that he watches for a week?
No, because we don't want him to watch anything. He doesn't watch anything midweek. We're going to watch. He got
do you mean?
he got new nappies that have
Why
Woody
are you holding?
because he just got new nappies, and he got Woody. He got nappies that are Toy Story theme, and Woody the character is on, and he got to his daycare and he put down his pen and he said, "Look at my Woody, look at my Woody." And Woody's on the front there. Anyhow, we're gonna watch Toy Story because he knows the character. He's never fucking seen it. We're gonna watch that, and then we're gonna watch Madagascar 2
Why Madagascar 2?
because he loves Madagascar 1, and then number 2, and it's a palatable
What about Shrek?
movie for
Did you
a
watch
parent.
Shrek? I might watch Shrek tonight.
Look, you do that with your baby and yourself because you're the baby, and I'll do what I do with my baby. Anything else before we go, Mr. 97s?
Nah, that's about it.
What are you going to watch tonight?
Nah, I probably won't watch anything.
What will you do?
Go to the gym. Go to bed.
You going to watch anything when you're at the gym?
Actually, I just nah. I'll just listen to a podcast.
What will you listen to? This is your recommendation, by the way.
Tim Ferriss has one on that I listen to.
Tim Ferriss. Nah, I've been consuming heaps of this bloke called Ben Greenfield Fitness. He's like a biohacker or whatever. So he's got like outrageous episodes of him just talking about a bunch of health stuff. And
He's going to get an Aura ring 97, which is
Mason
like
Cunn,
it's like a ring that will tell you
Mate,
like
they're $300 USD. Absolutely not going to buy one of those.
yeah, it's fucking bullshit too.
I don't need to track my sleep that bad. But no, it's just interesting. He's got like episodes on like blue light, sleep health, and all that sort of stuff. Working out at the gym, weight training, that sort of stuff. It's great.
Sounds like he's got a dialed-in show that could fit nicely into a weekly talk show. Shannon would be proud of him.
dialed in.
All right, guys.
It's a daily talk show. Please go on to our Instagram account, click on to Eventbrite. If it's gone, you fucked up, too late. But it's in Abbotsford, AU79, Tuesday, the 29th of October. We'll have about 100 people. If you're wondering about numbers, we're going to do a whole episode 500. There'll be a bunch of the Gronk Squad there.
And also, if you reserve a ticket and you don't come, that's the ultimate Gronk move.
Well, we also have all your names. And so I think that what we'll do is when
Name and shame.
Yeah. So at the start of the episode, we'll ask 97 to present my iPad.
And on the iPad,
And the iPad will have people who haven't done it, and we'll name and shame. And you have to have a good reason. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, one of your mates booked 6 tickets. I'm
out of 100. That's a fucking.
That's heaps.
Jay Cools, if you don't rock up with six
people. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Actually, he's a big guy. He's like, he looked like he'd fuck me up.
Very solid. Loves
Anyhow.
lacrosse. Anyway, it's Daily Talk Show. See you tomorrow, guys.
See you guys.